Jobber Nation, welcome to our 7th edition of our season 4 of the Jobber Space podcast. As always, I am Janelle from HR, here with our Wicked Sister Black, Leo in the background, and our intern has returned. Stan, the intern has returned, guys. We're so excited that he's here. He
took his horse out to the Old Town Road. I made it funny.
That is sus, actually. It's not funny. Like, it's sus as fuck. You know what I just remembered?
What's up?
Good morning.
What's up?
Remember that? I don't know what episode that was or what we were talking about when you spit out that water.
Damn, what episode was that?
It was a Meredith episode.
Oh, okay. Are you going to Philly?
No.
Missed opportunity out there.
She ain't sick of being lonely. Every night I pray I will remember.
And he always says the wrong fucking lyrics to this song. But as always, thank you guys for watching on the live.
On the other night.
And whoa.
That's the part that starts up in the
so
verse.
aggressive. Yeah, I know, but I don't think it goes that high of an octave.
Yes, it does. He goes, and the other night I was out some sun.
I really don't think he does that.
You don't know that song?
Sick of being lonely?
Sick of being lonely every night.
No, you don't, Leo. No, you don't.
Are
you lying for, Leo?
You finish it then.
I don't know that because I don't remember it.
And you know what? If he do know a song, he would try to attempt to say the lyric. That's not even how. That's actually not how. Yo, speaking of Ja Rule, y'all gotta watch the Breakfast Club interview with him and Irv.
I didn't start watching that. I started watching that.
It's actually really good. Like I was like him and Irv. Why?
Because why? His time is over.
Wow.
50 killed him.
Wow.
50 did kill him.
Yeah, but I mean, that's in the rap situation. Like he was
whole
on.
thing.
Nah, because
he's
John
still on
definitely,
tour.
John definitely came back on TV, had a whole ass TV show with his family. Like right, but it came on. Like
Yeah.
if somebody's completely dead,
He
they
was in a
wouldn't be able
couple of
to do that
movies
shit.
too, and he's still making money off a tour.
And he has this like app, like that whole that Firefly thing, like where he had the app.
It almost popped off, but it was just
the
documentary.
app is still like the app that you could like look up like artists and get them like book them and stuff. He still runs that app. Like that is a real live app that he does have. Like he he's still doing his own thing. But no, he was on the Breakfast Club talking about because growing up hip hop, the New York like version. Mm-hmm. It should be coming back after when Atlanta goes off, but their children are on the show.
Yeah,
so Irv's kids and Ja's kids are on the show, so that's what they were on the show about. Oh, okay. So it was,
Did Charlamagne ask all the questions he needed to ask?
Charlamagne wasn't even on.
He wasn't on?
They ain't watching it. They ain't watching it.
No sense. He would have like,
Yeah, so I ain't watching it.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a little biased. That's just like if I'm not on the show or one of us are not on the show, people don't watch it.
Some people don't watch it.
That is true.
What was he doing about that?
Some people don't watch it.
But that still doesn't make it right.
There's like at least 5 niggas who don't watch it. Minimum.
It doesn't make it right though. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I'm not watching it.
Clearly.
Sick of being
If it could be anyone else. Either a 2 combination. Charlamagne and Yee, Charlamagne and Envy, cool. But Charlamagne will ask those jokes. You get those jokes off.
I thought it was a decent episode. I mean, I do get the whole like when
And
Charlamagne's
Envy
not
said
there.
that for our viewers, can you please explain to us what is this?
He always says
No.
that. He always says
But
that.
he didn't say that.
He always says that.
You know, right?
He always says.
Now he was
So to our viewers who don't know, can you explain what being a rapper is? Like he be asking.
But that shit, no, but that's a like as like someone doing like radio and stuff like that, like you need to ask that because you don't know, you can't assume the audience knows
No,
what the
but
fuck
it's
person's
the way
talking
he
about.
does it because it's so generic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it's not like yo.
Well,
so
that could be his thing.
Yeah, that is his thing, but it's so generic that it's become like a punchline at this point.
Right.
And somebody comes with a book. So for people who don't know, what's a book?
Yo, this dude Ralph Ray said it the best. He said, I tuned out because you wasn't there, Janelle, and that chick who replaced you was boring.
Lord of mercy.
Shout out to Tati.
Lord of mercy. But listen, guys, if any one of us
Shout
are
out to
not
Ralph
on, still support and watch the show. But Ralph Reigns, thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate
Yo,
it.
Ralph Reigns is fucked up, nigga.
You don't care.
Nigga, you fucked up.
You don't care. Nigga, you
I
don't care.
appreciate the kind words. I hated missing out. So.
Ralph Reigns tried to give me some pussy the other week.
Wait, how? What?
He hits me up on the app, on Instagram. He's like, yo, You should get on Blacked. Whatever the app is, that dating website, said, mad bitches on this shit. You should get on this one. I said, nigga, what's this?
That's encouraging, though.
I was like, all right.
He's a good dude, though, you know?
He is. I gotta matter, but I was like,
solid dude.
I was like, all right,
very
I'll check it out.
He's very loyal.
Trying to get laid. Trying to get my dick sucked out here. Thank you.
I mean, that's a real brother. Like,
Yo, Ralph Ray, shout out to you, son.
like he's trying to be the ultimate wingman.
He's a good dude,
in
man.
another state.
Through the interwebs. Like, that's wild.
Yo, my nigga.
That's a real MVP shit. Like,
mad pussy on here.
Mad bitches.
Yo,
bad
Ralph
bitches.
Ray is mad cool. Like,
Actually, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been on that app.
How'd that work
I
out
saw
for
my
you?
ex on it, and I
Wait, which one?
shout out to the real
That
super
app.
nitro. Shout out to
The
you,
crazy
Haitian
one.
King. See you out here.
For real?
she was on the app, and I was like, I'm gonna delete this shit.
How long ago was that?
A while ago, and then she was on Bumble too. And then she liked my picture.
Oh, nah. Stay off the
You trying to fuck with
interwebs.
me?
Stay off the interwebs.
You trying to fuck with me? You really trying to fuck? Like she dead. I told my brother this. She dead ass liked my. And she swiped when she saw me. I was like, you really just want to fuck with me?
I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
nah,
man.
she trying.
The OG of online dating is POF. All right?
But, like, plenty of fishes don't cut it, like, for niggas.
Lee! You know about the POF.
There's trains on there. I mean, there's a lot of them though.
Hold on. First of all, you don't call them trans.
Right, correct.
They're transvestites.
Actually, what we're going to do
Transgenders.
is we are actually...
I'm sorry. They're transgenders.
Thank you.
So first thing we're going to start with
And we're
that.
not
Tati said that. This is what Tati said that. I see Wilkins on
Hinge. I was on Hinge too.
What the fuck is that?
That's some new shit where it was like mad, like you talk about conversations and shit. Like you gotta like their picture, you gotta give them like a compliment with it. So it's like genuine type of shit. But then I was just like, yo, everybody that kept liking me, I didn't like them, so I was like, I'm cutting this shit off. I'm getting off of this shit.
Wow.
And then Tati was like, yo, I saw you on this shit on fuck, we'll put the names out there. Jenna was on Jenna's app, and I was like, all right, cool. We're not doing this anymore. I don't need my friends to be seeing me on these apps. So then, plenty of fish though. I used to get mad strangle pussy off that.
Yo,
But that's the shit.
You know about the POF, right?
But that's the shit you do in your early 20s. Like,
Yeah.
you were just trying to get some ass.
Yeah,
right?
it
That's
was
what
so
I
easy.
girlfriend at. That's what
It
I
was
girlfriend
so
at.
easy off that shit. Damn, that shit was easy. I invited her to a party. She came through with her friends. Next week later, I was smashing on my lunch break.
That's what my
Smashing
girlfriend
on my
So,
lunch
that's
break.
what?
That's what I remember ex guy, POF.
Oh, well, I hope you
I
burn
got my
that.
first tattoo because of POF.
Wait, what? Wait, you swiped on someone's POF's account to get
No,
a
you
tattoo?
don't swipe on POF. It's classic. Like, you gonna click on them, and after you read their profile, you send them a message. It's classic. It's old
So
school.
you sent someone a hard message to get a tattoo?
No, like that. He was messing up. He was talking first, and then she like, yo, come to my tattoo party.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, POF, you legit mean good people on there.
But they don't look good
Really?
though. They don't look
Yes.
good though.
Says the guy
They
that
don't
said
look
his
good.
ex-girl was on POF and
Nah,
where
they
is
don't
she
look good,
now?
bro.
Not here.
POF is at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to quality.
They recycled women.
Yeah, it's bottom of the barrel. The top of the barrel though.
Speaking about that, how's 6'2"?
I don't know. She don't want to watch. She hasn't been trying to watch my children this week. She's like, I'm
Because it's not her job.
It's not her kids.
Not her
my
job.
God.
Not her kids.
That's
Not
not
her
her
job.
kids. That's not her kids.
She's like, I'm done doing favors for you. She said, I'm done doing favors for you.
You know what? Tell her I said I'm proud of her, cause nigga,
He's not having other kids. though.
I would have been. Wait, what? No more twos? What?
Too much.
Wait, so what happened?
What do you think will happen?
Word?
Shout out
Wait,
to Smooth
did you
Blockman. Yo, my son Joe the Third. Come on, dogs. You came too late, dogs. You missed all the POF jokes. Don't like dating. You late, dogs.
Wait, but back to you real quick, cause we're gonna start the show. But did you go with her? Cause,
No, got the boys.
but how do you really know that it's really done?
I don't know.
Unless you go.
My nigga, she lied to you, dogs.
That's what I'm seeing. That's
She
what I'm
lied to
saying.
you.
Like,
Yo,
I don't know.
son, to the viewers
I
out
got
there,
trust
son,
issues.
I'm gonna sit down right here
So-
and like educate y'all real quick, man. Let me tell you about what this like. You know, I'm like, you know what? I want to disrespect that says baby mother. So one day I was chilling there. I put my clues together. I realized this way. Shorty's a liar, B. Because she
Habitual.
no. Listen to this. Listen to
so
this.
is
Let me
he,
break it
so-
down. Let me break it down. My son's making a little more extra money. So her hater behind was on some, I'm gonna trick him and trap him. Because look at the time frame. You don't find out if you're having twins that early. It takes a while. Think of the time frame.
So wait, was she pregnant at all?
No, she lied.
She was just fat.
She lied.
What?
And Leo, not putting two together, didn't realize
Yeah, no,
that.
you're a dumbass. 'Cause honestly, I would have been like, nah, bitch, you taking a pregnancy test in front of
She
me.
got the line and shit like that.
And he believed her, right?
You can't get a line that early.
Exactly.
Wait, so when do you get the line?
Like my nigga,
6 months.
8 months. No,
A
like
little later, right?
at the very end because that's
Exactly.
as big as you're gonna get.
Yeah.
She literally, I can show you the text on my phone. She literally said to me, yo, I got the line.
And are you
Why
sure
didn't you
she
take a picture?
First of all,
Why
are
didn't
you
you take a
sure
picture?
she hasn't had that line from when she had
Exactly.
your first 2 boys?
Don't let you go away.
No,
No.
it's a fucking stretch.
And you
mark.
believed her, right?
She was fat.
You believed her,
She
right?
was eating Oreos in bed, my nigga.
Wait, was she eating Oreos in bed?
And you believed her,
I
right?
know
You probably
she
gave her the
was
bread. You probably gave the bread with, like,
That shit
like,
is nasty.
you probably gave the money,
Because
right?
that- yo, that
Gave
would
the
throw-
money, right?
that would throw
wait,
my
hold on. You gave the
OCD
money,
to a
right?
fucking another level.
You gave the money, right?
You gave her the money for the abortion?
I gave him some money.
Dickhead. Dickhead, man.
That was a-
We just had this conversation, boy. I told you she tricked you, and you still gave her it.
To be fair,
What the hell's wrong with
mother of
you?
his children, though.
Nigga,
My
she's just
nigga,
looking for a bag, my
you don't
nigga.
just-
She
you don't-
burned your money.
Yo, you don't just throw out 250
Nigga, son.
without going to the actual place with her.
You believed her, right? After I told you she lied, you still did it.
That's how I take the boys from you. You just go do what you gotta do.
And you gave her money, right? She probably spent it on some next nigga. Tricking on that nigga. She went to the strip club where some big dick nigga had sex with him.
Whoa.
Now that's your fault, nigga. $250 down the drain, nigga. That's your fault, my nigga. After I told you not to do it. Don't look at me like that. Don't apologize.
You just got to learn the hard way.
I'm trying to be a good person.
My nigga, I told you not to do it. You didn't listen anyway.
I'm trying to be a good person.
Okay. I'm going to just need you to confirm that, okay?
This is why I love Job and Tia podcast. Anything can happen. Somebody said this is a wrestling lifestyle podcast.
Yeah, but
It actually kind of is.
But the thing is, you
No
fucked
bullshit.
up, bro. I feel bad for you.
Yeah, like...
I told you I never liked
You don't
you.
listen,
Yeah.
boy. You don't
Make my money
listen.
back, though. Make it the money back.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Actually,
Listen,
no.
listen,
Actually,
listen.
just let that go. Like,
Listen,
honestly,
forget
let
about
that
it.
shit
Don't worry
go.
about it. You did what you thought was the right thing, and you were trying to be a good guy in this situation.
How do we always end up giving Leo 30 minutes of therapy in
I
our
told
podcast
you the
episode?
whole rundown.
I just
it's
realized
not-
that shit.
Besides, my brother is right. You got G'd.
When they said, "Help us get that shirt from the
That's what I was talking about. Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Yo, I
Big
can't.
Daddy Cool NYC.
Big Daddy Cool NYC.
God.
You got style, my nigga.
What do you do for a living? Big Daddy Cool, NYC?
First of all, are you a Kevin Nash fan? Because at that
No.
point,
What
your
you do
name.
for a living? If you like, you're a security guard, you in there, dogs. You in there.
I mean, if you're a security guard.
So, like I said,
You a bus driver, dogs? You definitely
Oh
in
shit,
there.
you got benefits. Hello.
What you do for a living? What you do for a living, dog?
So, yesterday,
Oh shit.
I saw my mans from high school. Today, I saw my mans from I grew up with the nigga. I haven't seen the nigga in years. Come by the thing. Nigga hops off the garbage truck. Yo, what up?
Off the garbage
Hold
truck,
on.
but he got
This-
business.
this-
Yo, shoot. Wait a
This
minute.
nigga was on the phone like, yo, what up? So I was like, yo, what you got to finish your route? I was like,
What?
why the nigga doing that shit?
Did he just say that how that
Carlito muscle shit.
What?
my easy said Carlito?
Somebody come to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Shout
Wait.
out to Sir Wilkins.
Big Daddy Cool, like you a bus driver for real though?
Now, for real though, is it MTA? Is it like what up?
That's what he said.
Like MTA is the elite, and after there's a Cesaride underneath it. It's just as good though.
I wouldn't even. Cesaride wasn't even on like the list. Like what? No. like
That's a government job, like that's a government job, like
What?
fraternity. I'm like, like post office, cop,
post office.
Oh, he said nah. So what do you do for a
Nah,
living?
so what the
sanitation?
fuck do you do?
MTA bus drivers. That's a fraternity
that's
of
a
public
fraternity.
of public service.
That's the no.
Oh, firefighters.
Firefighters.
That's elite niggas.
Yeah, but they don't make as much money.
No, they do.
They don't.
They do.
They
You only work
don't.
like 4 days a week.
But they don't make as
No,
much
they
money.
only work 4 days a month.
Yeah.
But they work those 2 days that they work. It's like
It's like
48 hours.
Yeah,
straight.
I'm like it's
You don't
definitely
sleep though.
you stay in the
And
house.
shit like that. And talking.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I almost became a firefighter.
Really?
I was this close.
You wait. Time out. You say you too?
Yeah.
What?
I want to become a garbage man too.
Okay, wait.
You look like a garbage man.
Wait,
But I
wow,
feel like
that's real disrespectful.
Yo, we can start the show.
You know, we're gonna start, but I just want to know real quick. What did you want to be when you grew, like when you wanted to grow up, like when you were a
I want to
kid?
hear this. I want to hear
What
this.
do I want to be?
Yeah, like when you, like everyone had that assignment.
Some OD white boy stuff. Why some OD white boy stuff?
Everyone had that assignment growing up. Like you had to do this project. You had to say what you wanted to be
What
when
you
you
said,
grew
Leo?
up.
What you said,
did you
Leo?
say?
What you said, Leo?
What did I say? I want to be. I wanted to be like I don't know. I think I was garbage. I wanted to be a garbage man.
Some white boy stuff. Like I said.
No, it's not a white boy
My
stuff.
dad is doing pretty good.
Oh no.
My dad is a super.
Nobody, no kid,
They
no.
make mad
They
money.
do make mad money. No. This doesn't want to be a garbage man, but it's like
No
no
kid-
one's.
no kid
Yeah, no one
thinks
kid
that.
said I want to be a garbage man.
Yeah, that's
Well, no, like if you had someone coming for a career day and somebody's daddy was a
You came to
garbage
career day.
man.
You had career day at your school?
I
Yeah.
did.
What kind of white ass school y'all had?
I career there a
Well, I
couple
went
of
to
times.
school uptown, so.
Like,
I
I
did go
no
to
career day in my
alternative
school.
school.
And in high school, yeah.
Like, I never had career day.
I
Niggas had no expectations.
I career there in junior high school. Yeah.
Niggas had zero
Yo,
expectations. What's
you know
up?
how bad it was in 59, son? It was a junior high that I went to. They brought a nigga from Burger King. They said Burger King's a possible career. What?
Well, if he was a manager or
No, he
supervisor,
wasn't. No, he wasn't.
he was what, flipping burgers?
Yes.
Yeah, Tracy.
No, they get paid well. Managers get paid well.
Yeah, I know.
Managers start at McDonald's start at $60K.
Yo, how do we always get into this shit? But
Yo,
all
we're
right.
not burying people who does work. I work at the post office, dogs. Like,
No, that nigga is
I'm like, God,
burying niggas. Wow.
But you said you went to was work.
Wait, Sam, what did you want to be when
I
you
don't
grew
have a
up?
job. Try to keep, stop breaking kayfabe.
When did this become the
I always knew it was work.
First of all, Big Daddy, you are hilarious. Like, you tried out here using big words. I like it.
yes.
What do you
Yeah.
say?
Municipal. Like, city. Municipal.
Listen,
Or it's a city. It's
Who's
a
this
city.
nigga?
It's a city
Oh,
job.
yeah, yeah.
So municipal equals city. So it's fine.
see what this nigga.
Sam, what did you want to be when you grew up? A director. Ooh.
porn?
What? I don't think that was. Did you want to be a director of porn? Like, what the fuck? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Want to be do porn?
You wanted to do. Wait, that wasn't a. Wait, what?
Yes.
That was your aspiration?
Low key, I
Was
wanted to do porn when I was a
to-
kid.
You never got a chance to?
Yeah, no, but as you sent me to
I
go
would have
do
never
that,
thought
I chickened
that.
out.
Neither.
Why?
I didn't want people to know who I was.
Why?
Mr. Black,
You
I
never
would have
just
never.
use a different
I'm
name.
I'm
Because when
mind
I
fucked
did
right
it, I
now,
just
all the
used a
way.
different name.
What did you want me to
Yeah,
be
but
when
I
you
don't know
grew
how to
up?
see me or anything like that.
You did it before?
Yeah.
Did what? You did porn?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not surprised. That's cool. Wait, like, did you do actual penetration or you did like fake like?
Drinking off and everything like that.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, all right, we're gonna start the show on that note. I do have a few. Oh shit! I don't know why that went that way.
Wow, that
Like,
was
you know
so.
how, like, so, like, basically, all right, let me tell you one quick scene that was, it kind of was weird for me. So, like, basically.
Wow, it was weird for you.
Yeah, because, like, I never had to do this in my real life. So, like, I had to, like, hold my cum while he takes the picture of it slowly coming out and then video also. Like, when you hold it like that.
Can we start the
Yeah, I'm
show?
traumatized on that note. We do have a few announcements before we do begin our opening segment. That actually really traumatized me beyond limits. I do want to send a special shout out to Smooth Blackman, Marcus Marquis, and Isaiah Wolf for joining me last week on our first episode of Inside the Indies. It was a blast. Like I say, I typically don't like listening to myself or watching stuff, but I definitely listened to the episode because all I can think about like how much fun we just had. So I'm really excited that this series is really taking off. At the end of this month, we're going to do our second episode of Inside the Indies, and we are going to have, I'm going to have some good one-on-one chat with some of NYC's indie promotion management team. So whether it's an owner, CFO, COO, like those that are actually behind the scenes putting together independent shows for you guys. They're going to come in, a few of them are going to come in and... What's so funny?
Now I'm looking at it with Smooth Blackman. He said, "I would have told y'all my porn story if I knew that I could."
Wow. Actually, okay. Put that in the comments. So as I said, once again, the end of June, we are going to do our second episode of Inside the Indie, so stay tuned for more information on that. This Friday, Sir Wilkins will be at Legends, and we're going to be doing this.
Probably his porn name, Smooth Blackman.
You know what? He probably could have got it from that.
Yeah.
It is a great porn name.
Yeah.
Smooth Blackman.
All right, I digress. So this Friday is a Superstar Showdown. WWE is going back to Saudi Arabia. We are going to do a little lunch viewing party. So if you are in the city, you know, you either got no job or you get off work early, or whatever the case may be, you can join Sir Wilkins at Legends. It's Friday.
Got no job.
And then title match. That's it. We already know that.
Oh, wait, bring my children.
To Legends?
You gonna bring the boys? Oh, I'm gonna have to stop by because I want to see the babies. And then fast forward in about 2 weeks, Friday, June 21st, Title Match Network, along with us, the Jobber Tears podcast, will be presenting Battle Club Pro's Unfinished Business. We actually are going to reveal the Battle Club Pro franchise World Championship belt on behalf of the Jobber Tears podcast. So shout out to Joaquin and the team at Battle Club Pro. What?
23rd.
Oh, true shit. Shout out to the team at Battle Club Pro for actually, you know, always being a huge support of the Jabba Tears podcast. So it is, you know, our honor to kind of give back to you guys and be a part of, you know, your big show coming up in 2 weeks. And then we actually might also be getting, if you guys have not already heard of our theme song, our podcast has an amazing theme song. And we actually, you guys may be able to hear it live at Battle Club Pro. So stay tuned and make sure to come out and support. And then we're going to be ending off that weekend with WWE Stomping Grounds at Legends on Sunday, June the 23rd. Are we announcing IWW? What are we doing? Okay. We do have some announcements circling around Stomping Grounds viewing party. So stay tuned for more information on that. We're looking to do a few giveaways. We're looking to, you know, have some people come out. So stay tuned for that. And then this week, starting tomorrow, independent shows are running wild in NYC. So tomorrow, Outlaw Wrestling in Brooklyn, actually kind of in my neck of the woods. So I'm going to be there. And then on Saturday, House of Glory will have their show and Sir Wilkins will be there. And then also Warriors of Wrestling will be in Staten Island. Shout outs once again to Marcus Marquis and Isaiah Wolf for tag teaming this coming Saturday for the first time. And myself and Mr. Black will be there. So make sure to come out, support your fellow independent wrestling promotions. And then also too, Impact Wrestling is in town this weekend, tomorrow and Friday night at the Melrose Ballroom. So I do believe tickets was actually on Groupon. I saw once upon a time. So if you are feeling a little bit of Impact and go out and see a live taping Thursday or Friday this week are the dates. Anything else before we do jump into the episode? All right, let's kick off our OMG moment of this week. Guys, I woke up this morning in TV land. I'm going to be talking about Wednesday. But in IG land this morning, I woke up to Jon Moxley, your new IWPG United States champion. I was flabbergasted, but I was excited. Jon motherfucking Moxley is your new champ. He debuted at New Japan's show early this morning in our time, but last night in their time. And it actually is his first post WWE title, his first post WWE match. And I honestly thought it was one of his best matches he's had in the last 2.5 years. Like, definitely it was. If you have not seen the match against Jon Moxley versus Juice Robertson, please make sure to either, if you subscribe to New Japan or YouTube Land, wherever you can find it, please watch that match. I think it's super
Yo, listen,
dope.
Anybody got New Japan World? Give us the passport. We got your free t-shirt. Holla us.
Or you could just get it. Like, we could split the subscription. Like, it's not that serious.
I want the audience to feel involved with us, like they're part of the show.
Well, we could do a t-shirt contest and that. We don't gotta steal somebody's login for the hat.
That's gonna give them a t-shirt.
What if it's somebody that already has a t-shirt?
I'll give them a custom color.
Well, Mr. Black would love some login and password. So you guys can definitely slide in our DMs and give that information if you choose to. But my question to you, gentlemen, to start off our OMG moment of this week is your thoughts on the transition from Dean Ambrose, who I always love, always Dean Ambrose fan to the day I die. But the transition from Dean Ambrose to Jon Moxley has been, honestly, a 180 from what we've seen in the E. So what are your actual thoughts on the new IWGP champion? Don't all go at once.
No, it was extremely dope for him. It kind of makes you happy, especially from his recent like interview with Chris Jericho. Like, I knew he was gonna win. He's the bigger name than Juice and the biggest.
I didn't. I was surprised.
I definitely knew he was gonna win. Bigger name than Juice. He's fresh off like coming off WWE. The dude is hot. Did his surprise entry into AEW. My bad, guys.
I was like,
and the match was really good because I watched it.
Really good.
I watched it this morning. Got a little YouTube found on YouTube.
Right. Shout out to Sir Wilkins for that link.
Phenomenal match. The biggest thing I got from it is that he's fucking happy, and you can tell throughout the match after the win he's happy. He's in better shape. He slimmed down. He looks like he feels better. He's moving better. He's not as stiff. And his schedule's obviously lighter because you can tell WWE works your ass to the ground when you work for them.
Yep.
And
Right, but that's a hard transition to kind of go from like you working like you only have 2 days at home a week to now like probably the next time we won't see Jon Moxley probably won't be until All Out, which is at the end of August.
no, he has in New York.
Oh, at Six Flags.
Yeah, at Poughkeepsie.
Yeah. Oh, that too.
Yeah, so
but that's in August too.
Is it in August?
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever he has a couple things coming up. Like I said before, the dude looks happy.
Fix that. Yeah.
The dude looks like legit in a good place mentally. And it reflected in his match. It reflected in how he sold during that match. He told a great story. And Juice looked great too.
First of all, shout out to Juice for cutting off them dreads and just looking like a whole snack today. I was like, oh my God.
And I fucking loved what he's doing right now. And he's doing this shit on his own. His own rules, the way he wants to do things. And the biggest thing I got from Jon Moxley going to New Japan and AEW was that WWE is not really for a lot of creators. When you're a creator, which is what wrestlers are, they're artists, aka creators, WWE sometimes stifles that.
Right, because if you listen to the Chris Jericho podcast and interview he did, he talked a lot about how all his ideas got shut down. Like, and then all the ideas that were thrown at him were ridiculous. Like he was just like, why are we doing this? Like, this doesn't make sense. This is not who I am. So I do think it's important as someone that, sometimes your creativity, you outgrow the box. And I think guys like him, I think guys like Cody, I think those kind of guys that have kind of outgrown their creativity, it's not really the fit, they don't really fit in WWE anymore. And that's fine.
Because WWE has a particular, so I always think about New Day and Xavier. Mm-hmm. They had nothing for them.
Absolutely nothing.
But WWE had something for Cody and Dean or John at the time because they had already a preconceived notion of who they are. You know what I mean? It's a preconceived notion of who they are. And you can hear that when Dustin talks about it in his interview as well. He had so many ideas for him and Cody to go one-on-one for WrestleMania. And they were shut down because they felt there wasn't a big enough match for WrestleMania.
Which is kind of silly because, think of it like brother versus brother. So you think of all kind of the low-key brothers, and they are actual brothers. But you think of when Edge and Christian win against each other, or when Kane and Undertaker win against each other.
When the Hardys win against each other.
Right. When you think of all these tag teams or brotherhoods that kind of could go against each other, I do think it's a little bit ridiculous.
And he said that when he was like, yo, we've seen that happen. Let's put something behind us.
Right.
And it's preconceived notions of we already have an idea of who you are. We're gonna go with that. And
we gotta step outside of the box.
Just with John being out there doing his thing, it brings joy because the dude looks so happy.
So good.
He looks so freaking happy. And you know what I mean?
Mr. Black, talk to me. What do you think of Jon Moxley and the transition between the Dean Ambrose and WWE to the IWGP champion? Well, United States champion. Why you always thought of like you about to preach?
Oh, I have a preaching background. I used to preach at my church a lot of times.
Okay, but you literally every time it's literally like.
A lot of my mannerism, like I can't stop like the look. I'm about to say something. Okay. All right. Where should I go with this? Different directions. I'm gonna start off in saying this. That interview he had with Chris Jericho is the definition of what every millennium going through right now against the old regime. Now, you have a lot of jobs, especially the ones that have been here for so long, that go for Ford or these other companies where young up-and-comers around that age coming with different ideas, try to change the company to go in a different direction. Vince is stuck in this old school mentality, his old school ways, because his company is making money still. These records are throwing money at him, so why you listen to somebody like a wrestler that I think that you're a clown already about where I should go with your direction with your character. And I know this because I made your character. I'm making money off of your character. Your little group that you have this shit, I'm making money off of that. So what I say goes. So that is the greatest example how difference between our parent generation, how they did stuff, and how we do stuff. Because our parent generation was, you shut up, put your head down, and you go to work. You don't question it. Now, this generation is, why should I move that box over there if there's a more effective way to do that? That's the greatest example of two generations going at it. Now, AEW, from the interview he's saying, what he's saying, Cody's saying, a lot of us are collectively come together more because we're willing to put our egos aside and work together. So, him transforming from, I don't know, I never liked Dean Ambrose. I never really liked him. He was too fishy as a character. But this new guy who came to AEW recently.
Same guy though.
The new guy who came to AEW, John Moxley.
Definitely the same guy.
Definitely two different people. Just like,
actually, you know what? My drive, you're right. Totally two different people.
You know, just like, shout out to El Generico. For some reason, like, he disappeared.
Fucking Sammy, fucking Zayn.
What are you talking about? Two different people. What's wrong with you? Everybody knows that El Generico is the same as that two different people. Just like John Moxley and Dean Ambrose are two different people.
No, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna reference that
No, they're two different people.
He's signed under WWE under Sami fucking Zayn.
Sami Zayn came out of nowhere. I don't know Sami Zayn before NXT. All right? And Dean Ambrose, I know him from that. I don't know what happened to the guy to mean that he's chilling right here with his wife Renee. But this dude, John Moxley, oh man.
Is Dean his real name?
It's John. It's John. I saw on the Love and Hip Hop for WWE.
The Love and Hip Hop for WWE? There's Love and Hip Hop for WWE?
Divas.
That is Love and Hip Hop for WWE.
I'm dead. I was sitting here like,
Yeah.
yo, and I low-key was sitting here like, well, why the fuck we not on it?
I knew exactly what he meant. It is Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, damn. I was sitting here like, why the fuck we not on it?
Yeah. So like WWE Hip Hop, yeah.
I had that moment.
And I just feel like how
tough.
What?
Nothing.
If we did, like, if it was like a Love and Hip Hop, like...
Yeah, Total Diva, yeah, just Love and Hip Hop WWE.
No, but like let's say if like we did it. Like if it was like an us. Like Love and Hip Hop version.
The one dude I would say that if I had Love It, like Love and Hip Hop, I'll definitely have to put just one dude I would say like, yo, it gotta be Larry. Like,
Absolutely,
I feel like Larry,
and he'd be late to everything, but he'd be there. How dope would that be? Though?
His real name is Jonathan Good.
Damn, Renee's last name is Good.
She got that good and
What?
not the point.
Right.
The point is this, back to the point of this, is just like, this is a great example. John Moxley, this guy is brilliant. Like, I feel like how that he's speaking to a generation, that generation of wrestlers that came to WWE during that whole developmental program. Because he came from that first generation of developmental program for NXT. Mm-hmm. So he speaks from their generation, say that, yo, you hear our pain. How the hell that you have to go through, if a writer come up to you, just to change this one word, they gotta go through him, then get to Vince. But then when you tell Vince, he'd be like, whoa, you do some mind trick and you end up doing it. How the hell are you gonna say this? Yo, what he said, I can't quote it exactly, but I'm paraphrasing, it's like, yo, God's gonna take care of Roman Reigns. How do you say that? And how do you feel so freely to say that and be so comfortable about that?
But you know what's crazy?
But let me finish. It just shows you how disconnected this man is from the world. And he always worried about his little bubble of WWE and not understanding. Yes, controversy does bring cash.
Correct.
But at some point, you gotta cross the line. You gotta draw the line saying that, yo, Roman Reigns is your top dog. This man makes money. And he basically he's basically your person creation, but yet you disregard his health just to say something controversial, just to say it. That's why I said two different. This is a great example of our grandparents just go ahead and say it. We won't say it, and everybody get on this new generation. And Dean Ambrose basically exposed why the Attitude Era today won't work, because there was not no sponsors, there was not big business talking to us like this gotta be this way, this, that, and third. It wasn't public playing Trumpy, so you could get away with certain stuff. And Vince was still trying to figure out his company because he niggas was losing. Think about it. For many years, all it was WWE just his one world. So you kind of become the dictator. You could rewrite history. Nobody knows. A lot of kids who watch Vince right now don't know who Chris Benoit is because he rewrote history. A lot of people don't know that D'Lo injured somebody in the ring because
don't know Chris because he ended up killing his family.
But still, WWE rewrote history and asked him out the books.
Nah, he's done some things on the network, but I mean,
again, to average fans watching right now, don't know who Chris Benoit is.
Well,
I think it's crazy.
you raised a couple of good points. WWE is not for wrestlers. You're wrestler. You know what I mean? It's not for that heavy creator type of person. So one of the things that John talked about when it came to the Steve Austin interview, which was one of the worst interviews ever of all time, but he explained it. He said he would come back on it. He talked about it a lot.
Yeah, he did. That's on the not the Bruce Prichard podcast. That was the other guy who did.
Yeah. So he talked about one of the things he said on that is that, which he kind of mentioned, the Attitude Era was different because it wasn't scripted. Mm-hmm. It wasn't heavily scripted. So when old heads are like, "Yo, just say what you gotta say and do about it," you can't say that because it's a script they gave you. I got handed a script. Maybe I can change one or two things, but it's a script that I'm given. Right. Like the Austin 316 shit was off the top of the nigga's head.
No, but like most, I think not catchphrases, but most of those kind of like things were off the top of the.
Yeah, and that's what as a wrestler you want to do. You want to create. You want to do this thing to develop your character. Like they give you some talking points, like yo, talk about how you won this match. Boom, go ahead. And you have fucking Macho Man with fucking cream in
the crowd,
flipping it over a fucking Mean Gene's head and shit. But I will continue saying that. Watching that, listening to that podcast, this gives you an idea. Like, it's not for your wrestler.
It's not for everybody because you look at people. As fans on the other side of the mountain, we always critique about creative and things like that. Yeah. But like, you have to sometimes you have to kind of challenge in a sense. Like you have guys like Dean and those guys like him that are creative, wanted to do things and say things, but then you low-key have guys like Bray, who's the only reason why people right now are watching Raw, and I'm pretty sure he has control over that.
But the thing is, it takes a very long time, and you gotta like infiltrate a certain type of thing, and you gotta talk to homeboy a certain type of way.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's super difficult, but there's always exceptions to the rule,
right?
And that's what you gotta understand. Like Sasha's another example. And people were getting on Sasha about like, my only thing with Sasha's situation, she handled it the wrong way. Because you signed that long-term contract. Whatever 3 or 5 more years you're on deal. You signed that. You should have been smarter and be like, yo, I'm doing a 1 year. One year East. Or figure something out. This is how you have to move certain times. These are lessons. So now you walk out, you're just chilling at home. Granted, they still paying a nigga.
Right.
So you're walking at home and you're talking about how you want to feel free. You're not there anymore. Because you know who Sasha is? She's a wrestler. She's like Dean. Wants to be more creative, wants to sees things in a different way than production-wise of WWE.
But that, and also, too, it's a principle. Like, once again, I think the straw that broke the camel's back was them losing the tag team titles.
And she's 100% right about that.
She is, but like you said, I think the way to go about it.
Yeah, exactly, the more professional way. Because the way Dean said it, I'm going to wait out my contract.
No, I'm going to sit out.
I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm gonna be here.
See, but in that,
I'm gonna deal with the shit.
And that, in a sense, we're gonna move on. But that, in a sense, kind of is where that kind of like borderline of like business and creative. Business wise, you kind of gotta be a certain way, and that way is not the same when you're being creative. You have to be able to separate the two and understand that they're two different playing fields in that. Like when you're business-wise and talking about contracts and all that stuff, you have to be mindful of the give and take of how creative can you be. And I think that's kind of like the continuous conversation.
But it's also she didn't have anybody in her corner to talk to her.
I agree.
One thing Dean said, I had Jericho. I spoke to Jericho about it. I spoke to so-and-so about it. And I've always said this about it. I said in the group chat, and niggas laughed me out in the group chat when I said that she needed a mentor to be around. And I know that sounds crazy.
It doesn't. It's the
somebody
truth.
needs a mentor. What the fuck? I don't need a mentor. No. When you're in a crisis situation, you need somebody to walk you off that ledge. Like, yo, relax. This is how you're supposed to move. And he spoke to Jericho and multiple people on how to move for the situation before because he was gonna walk out.
Yeah. And you have to kind of, and it's harder for, I guess, in terms of like the women's side because there's no precedent to that. Like
Exactly.
you have guys like Jericho, you have guys like Jericho walked out of WCW. He was like, I'm out. Big Show, I'm out. Like them niggas they was like, I'm gone. Like you talking to people that have actually walked that same path, whereas unfortunately on the women's side of things, you don't have that path.
You don't have that, but it's like you need that. You need that. And I always feel like Sasha would be in a better place if she had a mentor to be around. Some chick that understands what it is to be a black woman in professional wrestling and what also it is to be a woman in professional wrestling. And she doesn't have that around. And I think that's why she hasn't been at this level that she needs to be at, because you know how it is. You work in a corporate place. Politics. Playing that politic game.
It's serious.
And I don't think she understands that of being like, yo, this isn't Indies. This isn't the Indies. Because even in the Indies got politics. But this is a whole different type of politics. This is corporate politics. With wrestling thrown on top of that. And
It's
John, the way John did it, and one thing I will before to end this, he didn't make it seem like he was bigger than wrestling. And I appreciate him doing that. Because CM Punk did that. And
Well,
we can move on.
how do we always throw in CM Punk and the dashes of that?
Where should I go with this? Let's backtrack to the whole Sasha comment. You mentioned that mentors, right? The OG person of the locker room, give and take, is Mickie James and
To be fair, Natalia.
I'm about to say that.
Natty. Yeah.
They ain't black.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
that's
That's what I said.
And I feel like they will never understand her experience because they don't have the attitude. Like, the only person I feel who would have that little attitude probably could talk to is Mickie James because she's been through the system. She's been one of the top people, end up going to TNA because she feel like she'll enhance her career, end up doing country singing.
No, she ended up leaving because she was sucking John Cena's dick
Right,
and then
right,
got caught.
Right, regardless of what it is, though,
That
that's
had nothing to
something
do
that is still
with-
put in an
Mickie
awkward
James is
position.
bad, though.
But you have to
Mickie James is
understand,
mad,
that still puts you in
sexy
a
boy.
bad awkward
She
position.
could
She
put
know how to
balls
maneuver
anywhere.
through that. And I feel like
Sorry,
this
Mickie
goes
James.
back to what I've been saying years ago, is the lack of diversity in that locker room.
But that's nobody's
Hold on.
fault.
What? Yes, there is.
No, like we've always spoken about this. If let's say you have 10 black wrestlers, and that's all you have. That's not nobody's
The only
fault.
person that can help is Mark. But then Mark is trying to put out a fight with fucking Leo Rush.
So you're saying
and there's six other
this? So you're saying there's no one's fault that there's not enough black women wrestlers.
No,
on the main
because there
roster?
has to be black women wrestlers
The life you went on.
for it to happen. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it has to. It's like
So you saying that it is?
no. Let's talk about. No, I'm just saying. You can probably name on one hand how many black female wrestlers are in WWE.
I'm talking about in general.
in the Indies.
But in general,
I'm saying in general too.
Okay, you over here talking about how that who falls that there was no more black female wrestlers.
No, but if there are none to begin with, how can
My
you?
nigga,
How
you
can
do
you
forget
put,
in the Indies throughout the whole years.
I'm not saying
there've been
it's-
a ton of black female wrestlers.
what I'm saying
that could have been
is-
dirty a long time ago.
Name them.
But if they
Name them.
haven't gone through trials, if they haven't positioned themselves to get to that platform, you still don't have a pool of people to pick out of.
They have
That's what I'm
Awesome
saying.
Kong, right? that she was Nia Jax before Nia Jax. She got pregnant and let her go.
But the thing is, it's no. So okay.
So I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. No.
But you're naming one person that was almost 10, 15 years
But here's
ago.
the thing, though. I can't name no one during that time because I didn't know about the Emmys during that time. But my thing is this way: there was still black female wrestlers during that time. That WWE probably overlooked because they was looking for a certain image.
I'm not negating that there are no black women wrestlers. I'm not negating that. What I'm saying is that if you have a pool, so let's say even down at NXT, if you have a pool of women that are wrestling right now, there's probably 3 black.
You're missing. That's not my point.
So what is your point?
You missed my total point.
So what is your point?
You saying that throughout the years, I could literally count on one hand how many black wrestlers, black female wrestlers was very on screen.
In the WWE.
Alicia Fox, Awesome Kong, Jazz.
Within the last 5 years. Because that's Sasha Banks been on the
and this is
main
what I'm
roster.
talking about. You missing my point. You missing exactly what I point.
So go.
There was not enough black female representation. Representation. Listen, there was not enough. Listen, I'm general with my words. Niggas, I didn't finish college. That's not the point. My point is this way. You're missing the point. You're thinking of the last 5 years, right? That's what you're saying. I'm talking about in general, in the long history of the women's division in WWE. There's not having been a lot of black female wrestlers.
And I agree.
But you're talking about how I'm not talking about the 5 years.
I'm agreeing from period. There haven't been a lot of black female
you're
wrestlers.
saying this
I'm
thing.
agreeing to that.
But you're
what
saying
I'm
that.
saying
Whose fault
is
that?
Whose fault? If
That's
you
the
only,
company's fault.
let's say if you only have, let's say your diva search. So let's say you have 10 women that are trying to be WWE superstars.
Okay.
And out of that 10, you only have one person that is of color.
Then she wasn't tough enough? That black girl?
Oh, yes. But
to my point is, if you only have one in that pool, how can you ever pull advice from somebody if the pool is already small?
So, hold on. Can I say something?
That is my point.
But hold on.
You're just saying the same exact thing, but saying the same as the
time
pool.
out. Can I say something? So, one of the biggest problems that what I'm trying to say is somebody that's been from the bottom and is at the top position to say something. There's been black wrestlers in WWE, female wrestlers in WWE, but they haven't lasted that long. That's the thing. What I'm trying to say is a black woman that's in a high position in WWE or an authoritative position that's the leader of the locker room that can say something. There isn't. There's hard to find a black girl that's a wrestling fan. First of all.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It took me until I was in my mid-20s to see that other
How many
black
girls come to the
women
wrestling viewing
like
parties?
wrestling.
That's one. In Hall, we have a class, like yesterday we had the beginners and intermediates come to class the other day. It was 50 kids in the class. You know how many black girls was in there? 2. 2 black girls. The rest, white, Spanish. Or, sorry, Roman gets me all the time. Hispanic. But a black woman, there's only 2. I'm sorry, 3. You know how many girls is in the school? About 15 to 20.
Listen.
Wait. You talk, I'm gonna speak. I get what you're saying. It hasn't been that many, and it's WWE's fault, diversity-wise. But at the same time, it is hard to even find a female that's a wrestling fan of color. We've been blessed that we've been around a bunch. But at the same time, to find a female that wants a wrestling fan or wants to get into wrestling, this is a new thing. So when Sasha started, I bet you she was probably the only black girl in the locker room. And whatever indie she decided to be in.
I'm just going to say this. I'm going to keep it as this. At the end of the day, shout out to Black Wrestling Alliance, because throughout the years he's been doing this, we've seen many black faces.
And they're all new. They're all new.
Not all of them.
Yes, they are. Majority of them are new. Sasha's a veteran in this bitch. It's 10 plus years for her. So to find a woman in WWE that can last, which is even harder to be in WWE as a woman, and now you're putting the color on top, it's very hard. It's very hard. This is why I keep saying this. Like, niggas be laughing at me. Mentorship is key.
Who laugh at you?
No, I'm just saying.
Your people laugh at you.
Yeah.
Your people laugh at you.
Yeah. When they're like, because
The same people that support the podcast.
yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, because they support the podcast. You got me all fussed. But people don't take that seriously, and a lot of people outside of them don't take it seriously about mentorship, about having an OG. We'll speak hood right now. Having an OG to understand what she was going through and to speak and take her off that ledge. Because when Moxley called up Jericho or a couple of other niggas who been through what he's been through, he went through it the right way, which was go through his contract. He walked out with royalties. He walked out with a bigger name. And he walked out with WWE on his dick. So that was the best thing, but Sasha doesn't have that. Having mentorship and having that OG in the locker room, which is a woman that looks like you, having somebody that looks like you, I'm telling you that right now. Because I've been there too many times at these predominantly white jobs. Where you have a nigga that don't look like you telling you what the fuck to do. And I'm going off on a ledge right now, and I'm sorry, I'm cursing, but you don't understand that shit. When somebody that doesn't look like you is trying to tell you what you've been through.
What you mean I don't understand?
No, hold on. I was listening. That's what I'm saying. Let me finish speaking. For her, she don't understand where to go. She does not understand where to go in a situation. So she chose, grab my ball and then the fuck up out of here. Because nobody understands me. Being a wrestler in WWE, and I'm going back to that shit, is extremely hard. Because when you're a creator, like you said, when you're a creative mind and you know what you want and you see the vision and nobody around you sees that fucking vision, it fucking sucks. And then when you don't have anybody that has your back to understand you, it fucking sucks. Especially if that person doesn't look like you. We can talk about fucking Latinas right now. Latinas take over.
First of all, let's talk about my favorite person. I low-key wanna...
Y'all do forget Naomi?
No, I'm not saying that.
Naomi not OG in the locker room.
And I just feel like, listen.
No one's forgetting about her.
Matter of fact, real talk, bump everything, like, there's a lack of respect for women in WWE, period.
Yes. That is true.
And real talk, I'm gonna say this from my point of view. Why the tag team? Why the women tag team hasn't been defended ever since the Icons won it?
Because Ronda's not there.
And that's the problem.
Yes, it is.
Let me finish.
The women's division is not. You know what? Next topic. We're gonna get into that.
No.
Hold on.
I'm gonna get into the Ronda conversation because you know why it's WWE full? Because it's like saying this way, right? WWE is a team, right? And you sign a player, one of your biggest. Matter of fact, let's compare WWE to the Lakers, right? Ronda Rousey is LeBron. They signed them. They sat at third. Got a good run. Now Ronnie is out. LeBron was out. Now the division is sinking, and whose fault is that? The writing. No, not the writing. It's Vince's fault because you could easily took that tag team division to somewhere else. You have one of the two hottest Asian wrestlers in your company that could take that tag team to the next level, but yet you hardly see it on the screen. Why the hell do I have to see Roman Reigns on Monday and on Tuesday doing the same exact thing? That same exact slot could have been there for the women's. So overall, what I'm saying is this way. I get what you're saying, talk about how that she had no OGs. But a lot of times, these women are shook and fighting for their life themselves.
Hold on. And I get what you're saying on that. But you gotta understand, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Becky's not a superstar. People need to understand that. Becky's a star. Charlotte, a little bit more than a star. But the biggest person, I'm always going to say this, because the chick has crossover appeal, is Sasha. When a bitch has her own fucking sneaker at fucking Foot Locker, you're almost at a superstar level. They just don't want to give it to her. And then Ronda coming in, we can say whatever she want. Ronda's a superstar because they see money in her. The reason why they were main eventing WrestleMania. You know what? Start the next subject because we're going off subject. Let's start the next subject. We'll talk about it after. No, hold on. Let's stay with the show.
You're not gonna assault the queen and leave it as that. I'm saying this way. Ronda this, that, third. Niggas been on dick riding Ronda for way too long. It's WWE's fault for not pushing anyone else that hard.
They're not superstars. They're not. That's what you're saying. They're not superstars. Charlotte's not a superstar. Charlotte's not a superstar.
I don't agree with that.
Charlotte's not a superstar. She's a semi-superstar. She's a bigger star than Becky. Ronda's a superstar. Sasha should be a superstar. They don't want to give her the ball so she can run. I'm telling you, money is money. They didn't choose Becky to break the fucking secret up for Becky? Oh, shit.
That is so creepy.
All I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, niggas made Vince a god over there. So either way, when Vince goes and push the rocket behind you, you become on that level. It just takes you to get to that level. So when everyone talking about, he literally put the whole 30 on her fucking back and got there with her. And WWE did that. They put the damn rocket on Ronnie's back instead of everyone together to make them get to the top. I'm tired of people sending D on Ronnie's dick. WWE was been on dick since day one. They gave out the whole little Ronda Rousey with whole little Roddy Piper gimmick, the rip-off of it. They paid for that extra music. They did everything for her. Name what else person that came from a woman who came from somewhere else that they put that much effort into them.
Do you see what happened to Becky?
Answer my question.
Becky's on the TV. Becky.
Answer my question.
Becky. Charlotte.
Answer my question.
Charlotte's been champion 8 times.
That's not.
Yes, it. 9.
Listen.
Sorry, 9.
Listen.
You said who else came from somewhere else? You're talking about Becky. Becky went through the machine, but she's an indie darling technically.
No, but I think what your brother is saying, like outside of wrestling, like.
But think about how many women have come in though.
But that's
how many women have come in. But think about it, how many women have that star power as Ronda? We need to stop acting like because she was not a wrestler before.
No one's saying that. But
you just said that.
I said that.
You just said that.
I just said that.
You said who else come out there? Ronda's a superstar. Point blank. Period, my nigga. She's a superstar. Becky's not a superstar. Yes, she sells merchandise, my nigga. She's a star. Semi-star and semi-superstar is Charlotte. She's a bitch can move in the ring. My nigga, the reason why they haven't popped off is because they didn't make Sasha popping. And I'm telling you that shit right now. But I just said that. No, but the biggest star in the thing, who made them put an eye on that shit, who made up every Women's Revolution shit, who made up every it's the first Elimination Chamber match. The first this, because they were riding Ronda's dick, and Ronda's a superstar. Ronda came in and said, yo, my nigga, we're gonna get this shit popping.
You're right, my nigga, you're right.
I know I am.
Well, let's go to our last segment of Behind Gorilla's Position, and we're going to talk about the return. Is it the return of Raw is War? So remember back in the day, we always end up some way talking about Attitude Era, but back in the day, that last hour of Raw was like that pivotal, like crazy, raunchy, sexual, like all types of shit was popping off. So Mick Foley just did a recent interview with TalkSport, and he said, he kind of like mentioned and sprinkled some fairy dust on us and was saying how fans should start noticing an edgier version of the show during the third hour. He said, and I quote, "The idea is that the third hour is going to get tougher, wilder, and more unpredictable." So my question to you guys is, everyone knows that third hour, that 10 to 11 block is a struggle. It is the struggle hour. If you worked all day, if you haven't worked all day, it is the struggle hour. So my question to you gentlemen, before we do move on to our Raw SmackDown recap, is how would you improve the third hour of Monday Night Raw? Since that is the struggle hour.
I get rid of the whole show.
Well, can't do that because USA is paying for 3 hours, so.
Simple. Do something different every week.
But like what? You can't just, it's not as, I feel like people say that and it's not as easy as it sounds.
Stop having the same 4 wrestlers dominate the last hour.
But see, what's crazy though? If it's weird, but if you look back at old Raws, it was the same 4 niggas ending Raw
Again,
every week,
again,
or the majority of the weeks.
again, maybe, but getting to that last spot was always a different. Getting from hour 1 to hour 2 is always different in between.
So you're saying the difference should be the transition from hour 2 to hour
That's
3.
it. Like, why am I seeing Cesaro versus Ricochet for the 3rd time in 3 weeks?
That shit was dope.
I'm tired of seeing this. Back in the day, they would break it up by having them a tag team.
But and I actually don't like that, because why would you put the 2 niggas that go against each other tag each other?
Not a tag team, but they would have a tag team match. It'll be 2 other niggas beefing, they come together to beef with each other.
See, Moment, I
But
just don't
it
care
breaks
for
it down
tag
into
teams.
different.
So.
Or this week they could have just been backstage, brawling backstage.
Well, no.
Different.
You know what it is, though? I get it to a certain extent, but my issue with that is, like, for instance, let's say certain Mondays I don't make it home in time. Like, I miss fucking Ricochet and Cesaro. I didn't even know them niggas faced last week. So this week when I was home and I actually sat and watched the match, I enjoyed it, but it was because I didn't even catch it last week.
I know it'd be a nigga like you who would say something like that, try to defend the E all the time.
No, I'm not defending the E. I'm just saying, you have to see, listen, my position, my role here is that you see both sides. And I can tell you personally, last week, I didn't watch Raw. I don't remember last week, yeah, I was in fucking Florida, minding my business. So I didn't catch Raw. Really.
Tell me more.
Maybe later. But then this week, I was like, oh shit, Cesaro and Ricochet. I know that happened 2 weeks ago, not knowing that it happened last week or whatever the case may be. But I was like, oh shit, these niggas can really go. I can enjoy that. I can sit here and, be like, oh, okay, this is not that bad.
Again, not the only problem.
No,
again.
But I just want you to see both sides.
Both sides. So you're saying this, right? There's not many ways to see it. The replay. You can watch Hulu. You can be on YouTube. There's many ways to see that.
Yeah, but I didn't. So
okay, but
because I didn't know, but then it's great that it comes the next week though, so I can catch it.
3 weeks in a row.
But did the match end the same?
Yes, Ricochet won 3 times.
Did the actual producing of the match, was it the same?
So what?
No, but I'm asking, was it the same?
It was different.
Was it the same moves? Was it the
same?
same? Did they start the match off the same? Did they the climax of the match was the same? Was ending the same?
3 times the same way by grabbing it up.
Okay, but was it the same match every time? It might have had the same players, but was it the exact same match every time?
Like pull out something new each week and beat them with something that he was expecting.
Okay.
Same exact finish.
But if it's something different every week, then it's not the same finish.
So what?
All I'm saying is that sometimes doing it every week, it creates a story. Like now you were I was invested. I was like 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh shit, Cesaro. I would have never put those 2 together.
Now they look good together. The way I would do it. Do you remember the episode of Raw where Linda McMahon was trying to figure out who hit Stone Cold?
Yeah.
No. I want you to remember that episode of Raw where she started at the top of the hour. At 9.
I'm gonna find out who did it.
At 9, and throughout the show, she was questioning different people.
Exactly.
No, hold on.
But that was a certain storyline that went to it.
Hold on. Let me finish. The reason why, the way you asked me how we're gonna do the 3rd hour, right? Mm-hmm. Connect all 3 hours. Find ways to connect all 3 hours where you want to figure out what's gonna happen at the end. Where you're going with this, where the storyline is going. Okay, you have for instance, you have the Usos eavesdropping on the revival, right? Okay. You have the Usos working on something small in the back. It takes like 2 minutes. It's all of a sudden like they have something going on. What are the Usos doing? What are they doing? You don't continue that to the next hour. The next hour you see them climaxing that thing and go, all right, what the fuck is going on here? And then maybe the 3rd hour you figure out what they're doing. At the end of the day, it's a TV show. Correct? Mm-hmm. And you want the TV show it's like any story, there's foreshadowing, there's a climax, and there's like, you know what I mean? Like any essay you're writing, any story that you're writing. Mm-hmm. That's how they got to approach the show now. You want that 3rd hour to be a hit? You have to like get in your story bag. You know what I mean? You got to start telling these stories
and tugging at the heartstrings, letting people know, like, yo, third hour, we're gonna find out what's going on with Roman Reigns. Because you gotta switch up the form a little bit, which is, I talked to you about these looks, and you said, I like it when they come out and then they talk because I don't miss any matches in the first 30 minutes. Nigga, shut up.
I don't. I always, if I work till 7, I don't get home till like 8:30. So I'm literally on the L train watching it on Sling, whatever service. I'm like, shit, fuck. Someone not doing it. But if it's me, I'm pretty sure there are other people that are like that.
But I understand where you're coming from, but you kind of got to switch that up.
No, I like the whole like. I like the first hour and the third hour to kind of connect more.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, if
you said the second and the third.
No, he said that. Yeah, so if you're going to have somebody come out, don't give me everything in the beginning. You know what I mean? Seth. Okay.
They kind of did that with Brock this week.
And that's what I'm saying. Why did they? That's how you boost up the ratings. Okay.
They've been doing that.
Hold on. Seth comes out. Him and Kofi, whatever, they talking their shit. Nigga, don't have a match right away. You know what I mean? Like, let them talk the shit. Then, second hour comes, they pop up again on the screen. They talking like, yo, what are we gonna do? We have this match coming up next. Let me anticipate what's gonna happen. The Bray Wyatt Firehouse, the Firefly House. Nigga, I'm saying, whatever shit. I'm off. You anticipate that. You wanna know, like, yo, I can't wait till this to come on. Like, in the group chat, everybody's talking like, yo, this is on. Everybody stop talking within that 2-3 minutes.
Solid 4 minutes.
That's on.
Of quietness.
People stop talking because that's what they're rushing to the TV for. And I speak about this constantly is that maybe because I used to write, so I understand the concept of it. I'm not good as I used to be, but you got to connect things. You got to make people want more. Like, all right, fuck, third hour's on. How are we gonna finish the story? And I know it's hard, but you got some talented people in the back. Let them get into that story bag so they can connect that first hour. Somebody comes out, they sprinkle a little bit on. You got that foreplay in the first hour, and it connects to the third hour because one of the greatest times you saw that shit was when Linda was asking everybody. Now, you were wanting to know what happened. I remember that vividly because I stayed up. I was mad tired. I was like, yo, what happened? And they still didn't finish the shit. And then, you know what?
Like you find out next week.
You find out, and then you know what? I'm gonna tune in. That's what they're talking about.
It's hard because I feel like they have that formula just for certain like stories.
Yeah, but
it's weird.
And it is. Those because that Stone Cold shit was a huge storyline, but it connected to something that happened mad long ago, and you forgot all about it.
Which is actually why I never was against Brock winning Money in the Bank, because he is that kind of he's that unknown variable that you don't know.
And that's what helps.
What position that's going to be.
He did say that.
I didn't say you did.
And that's what helps. That's what helps the brand, because what people are mad about is everything's predictable, and wrestling fans, and as we talk about Raw and SmackDown, are way too smart.
No.
At this age.
Let's see. Raw with time, guys. We're just gonna do one up, one down this week. What were your thoughts? I actually enjoyed Raw this week.
It was okay. I
actually sat and I was like, okay. And once again, Brock being that low-key wild card, I'm like, yo, if I don't get this Brock party shirt, I'm gonna be tight of myself because.
And I love what they're doing with Brock, even though people don't like Brock. So I'm gonna go first. My up and one thing to change up. I enjoyed Brock doing what he did. He's like, I ain't cashing in Friday. I'm cashing in money. I just came out to beat this nigga's ass real quick. And Brock ain't great on the mic, but he's charismatic he's charismatic as fuck. And being charming is not always cutting a promo. It's, nigga, I'm coming out with the belt, I'm gonna start dancing and shit.
No, that's how you move.
So I'm gonna move, I'm gonna talk shit, I'm gonna slap Paul Heyman with my suitcase. Like, nigga, here, take my shit. You see those little things? Because what he's doing right there is saying, I don't take this shit seriously. This is fun for me.
I gotta do this in my sleep.
I do this in my sleep. I'm gonna come, you know what? Let me come beat this nigga's ass real quick. Yo, shut up.
shut up. And it gets people mad, like, yo, oh my God, he's not respecting the whole money in the bank situation. No. He added value to it. Because he knows that him having that suitcase, you can do what the fuck you want to do.
Right.
That's the psychology behind this shit. Because if he catches it right there, beats Steph Rollins, okay, done.
And I think that's what everybody's waiting for. Like, even him saying, like, Friday, do you really think
Is he gonna do it
cash
Friday?
in
He might just fucking cash it on fucking Kofi, which I don't hope. I hope not.
I don't
really
think he will. They're gonna went to Ghana.
Ghana.
Yo, if you have not on WWE on their YouTube page seen the clips of Kofi Kingston going to Ghana, it is by far the most emotional thing you could probably watch this week. Like, I watched it today at work and I was just like, yo, my nigga made it. Like, he went home. He said, yo, I haven't been home in over 20 years. Like, the president of Ghana, like, they treated him like he was a king. You know what I mean?
And
like,
that's also why WWE, regardless of what you say, when you go there, you get put on a worldwide platform. And that's why I fucking with John, because he was gracious. John
he
Moxley.
said thank you and good night.
Good night.
All right,
Well,
and then what's your one up?
I'm going to Bray Wyatt. Go every week with him.
Yo, let's break down this Firefly episode because to me it was the best one that he's put out.
This nigga took some mad shots at Vince.
This nigga took hella shots. He had Vince McMahon as the devil. He had himself, he was making jokes about himself as Huskus Harris. Like, I was like, this shit is genius. And in that sense, it was the whole putting together.
I told y'all niggas.
We were always on the same page when it came to Bray. So what you talking about?
I told y'all niggas weeks ago. If I looked at me crazy, you know who's to play? He'll give you the chance. Now look.
Ain't nobody look at you crazy. They must look at you crazy. Like,
No, a lot of people didn't think it was. I thought it was amazing the first time.
I thought it was genius.
The first time he did. And then when you look at that thing, Vince is in the back jerking off. Like, oh man, I'm the devil.
I probably was him saying that shit.
He's calling you.
Wow.
Rich.
He's saying, yo, hello, Wilkins.
Rich is being weird. Rich is a weird nigga, son.
Like Rich.
Shout out. Have them shout me out. You are Rich. Shout out to Rich.
Shout out to Rich God.
Oh, no. I got beef with Rich God, actually. So if you want to fix this beef, I better see you within the next 30 days. I dead ass better see your ass in the next 30 days. I know that.
Yeah, but it was.
So if you could change one thing on Raw, what would it have been this week?
How they cut Undertaker off in his promo.
That's USA. USA ain't shit.
Nigga,
Actually, it's 11:01.
11:01. Cut this shit off.
I would change. She said. He said June 21st.
Bet.
I would change
June 21st.
I would change
That Friday.
I would change.
For what?
He better come to Battle Club.
Oh yeah.
We need all the support.
I see the same episode. Like they keep all these same matches, but use different people. Cause I've been seeing Lacey Evans for the past couple of weeks. Why Charlotte? I've been seeing
Charlotte
Reigns.
won? Yes, that was points.
And after that, I've been seeing like no one cares about Triple H and Randy Orton.
Nah, that promo, I was like, whoa.
It's the same promo they always cut.
No. And they haven't cut a promo against each other in over 10 years. Like,
Why would he get
Short
differently?
promo though. Shout out to Randy making Triple H promo short. Triple H like Larry in the group chat, son. Niggas out here talking about. Nigga, yo, I love Triple H for his work ethic. I watched his 24 on WrestleMania. Shit fire, bro. That shit inspired me, son. Nigga, I woke up the next day, I cleaned my room. That shit inspired me. But that nigga cut a small promo. It was 5 minutes. I was like, oh.
it was smooth.
It was
It's straight to the point.
Get the fuck up out of there.
Boom, boom, boom.
No, I don't care for Randy Orton versus Triple H.
But that's you,
Actually,
though.
see that.
Actually, I want to, right. Like, I want to see it, too.
No.
Like, when Randy was like, yo.
Randy Orton doing the same exact thing. The simple power slam, Triple H.
So I never want to hear you positively talk about Randy Orton because.
I don't want him to face Triple H.
No, don't talk about
The
tricks
two
like
people
that.
you can't face again, ever again, is John Cena and Triple H. I'm tired of facing those niggas.
But see, if you have good matches with them niggas, why would you not face them?
I got good chemistry, my nigga.
Like, you can't be mad about that.
I can't you Randy Orton versus the actual Viper. That would be a match.
An actual.
So SmackDown?
Wait.
They can do that for John Moxley, right?
Wait.
No,
Time.
we're moving on.
No.
I have to go home.
So do I. But
Yeah, you need to go home.
you legit said Randy Orton should fight an actual Viper
You
in
just saw it
Saudi
Arabia,
Arabia. Do you know how
Exactly.
racially incorrect that shit is?
Oh, but they not. But it said Sammy can't come, right?
Sammy
Well,
might
because
die.
that's actual
No,
beef.
Sammy might
like
die.
that's cultural
No,
beef,
no,
my nigga.
Sammy might die.
Like,
Sammy might die.
Oh. They don't care about my son Sammy feelings, right?
No,
my nigga,
Sammy
they
said-
actually do. Like they're
But Sammy
saying,
might die.
listen, if you
They don't care
cross
about the
into
women over
this,
there.
Renee's
but
going.
that's
1,
Natalia.
Natalia's going too.
2, white women.
Okay, it's still women. Goddamn.
Yo, Natalia's fine, son.
Yo, Tyson Kidd
Yo, now
out here low key winning.
I ain't gonna lie, they make a beautiful couple though.
They
look
do. They
so
balance
good
each
together.
other. It's
They look
actually really
so
cute.
good together. But Natty's fine as fuck.
All right, let's talk about SmackDown real quick. One up, one change up.
Okay, let's talk about shit right now. Why is Alexa Bliss on SmackDown? She got me pissed, my nigga.
Wild card.
No, that shit got me pissed, my nigga. Yo, this is. Oh my god.
Why you mad?
Oh my
You
god.
big
Oh my
mad.
god. No. Son. She shouldn't be on SmackDown. Leave the chick on Raw. Yo, Alexa Bliss is not that good. Yo,
agree.
why do they love her so much?
You know they are.
Yo, I don't care if she's blonde hair and blue eyed white girl.
And honestly, I like the movement they're doing with her and Nikki on Raw.
But it should have been like.
Should be somebody else. Alexa's not that talented.
But she was doing her segment. Like
I don't give a fuck. I just can't. She's not that talented. That shit got me tight. That shit got me tight. Yo, why?
Yo, but can we talk about the biggest up of the night was that was on Raw. Fuck, when R-Truth was on the fucking table.
Oh, Andrade speaking English?
Yo, I'm telling you,
he got
Charlotte.
his- he got his-
Shout out to Charlotte because whatever magical English pussy you got, this nigga is on like level
No, he's
4,
taking classes.
and he's smashing Charlotte Flair. Like
No, he's legit taking classes.
that's awesome,
And they're
but
paying for it.
that's beautiful. But he's still practicing at home, legit with Charlotte Flair. So
Oh, R-Truth, 24/7 champion,
it's amazing.
top 5 of all time.
They low key created that title, I think, for that nigga. Like I really, really think that at this point, like
Moxley spoke about him. He said that he said like some people just happy to be on TV, and R-Truth is one of them. Like he says, R-Truth's one of his best friends. R-Truth's best friends with everybody.
everybody.
So he's one of those kindred spirits that's like, yo, that energy is just like, yo, I was locked up mad times in my life. I'm gonna enjoy my freedom.
I'm just going to live life.
But I love him. I can't stand Lars Sullivan.
I didn't get the point of that whole. I didn't get it. Like I was
That
just
shit was
like,
trash. But
weird.
I
about
hate
you?
seeing shit on TV.
What did you think of SmackDown this week?
SmackDown was whack.
Thank you.
SmackDown remind me
Thank
of
you.
the era when like the weird period of the PG era when like the weird time when AJ first came, when like it felt like it was a recap of Raw. This whole like brand spread I thought was a good idea because if they executed very rightly, which I said one of my videos, the Black Door, check out IGTV.
Make sure you tune in.
I just feel like it's a very weird like
It is weird.
like SmackDown don't feel like home no more, dogs.
I wouldn't go that far.
It don't feel like home no more, dogs.
Oh, excuse me.
Like SmackDown to me was always it lost the touch of being the blue collar brand. Literally.
Mick Foley talked about that.
And I feel like SmackDown was always honestly, one of the greatest things that WWE ever did was doing UPN9. Because it opened us up to many homes. Especially in the New York area, especially in the tri-state area. And UPN9 could be another channel in other places. But it was a channel for the, I don't have cable, I don't want to do the legal cable, but I can still watch wrestling and enjoy entertainment. The blue collar brand. The
Underpaid niggas, what they used to call it.
Wow.
Yeah, underpaid niggas.
So they call UPN.
Okay, got it.
Underpaid niggas.
So UPN died during that time. For everyone who lived outside of New York, UPN was...
It's everywhere. Is this not Channel 9?
Okay. So everyone knows what UPN back in the day, what it was.
UPN. You just say UPN.
Oh yeah, UPN back in the day was for the black community, but it meant for us to have a channel. It was the Brokesman BET. It had Girlfriends. It had one-on-one.
It had In Your House.
Oh gosh.
Dun,
The
dun,
Game.
dun, dun. In
Oh
the
my
house,
God.
in the
They
house.
had
That was
very-
the shit.
But they had
Okay.
various. It was UPNI was for us black people. And
Why are
then
you so confused, Leo?
I'm not confused.
You didn't
He's
watch
just
it, did you?
chilling.
I did.
No, you
My
didn't.
wife and kids.
that was not
Aww.
UPNI.
That was on, you
It was on
definitely watched black
ABC,
shows.
but it's
That was
okay.
ABC.
That was
A
ABC.
channel over.
ABC.
ABC, it's channel 7.
So, like I said before,
Stan, did you watch stuff like that? You're too young for that.
First of all, I'm about to be like, do you?
No, you Steve
he
Harvey
wasn't
show,
born.
the
He wasn't
girlfriend.
born. He wasn't born yet.
Yeah, you weren't born yet. What year were you born, Stan?
Damn.
2000.
Huh?
My nigga said 2000. What?
You said
Yo,
what?
you're rude.
99.
Oh shit, the 99
Oh, yeah,
2000s, legit.
Yeah.
It's Stan
This
2000.
nigga was born off of back that ass up. Like that's hilarious.
99 to the 2000s.
2000s.
And then your mom's heard that shit?
I
and
know
your pops was like,
that shit and about
Are
shit.
you Jamaican?
He's Trinidad. Oh, you got
Okay. So they were playing soca? They were like, hey!
Yo, first of all, I'm mad y'all both went to the automatic most commercial Caribbean
And then
song.
down was just like,
Bring it back to whatever. SmackDown lost what it was, what it originally supposed to be. It was a network for the hardworking. This is why it was less promos, more wrestling. It was more streamlined, got to the point. I feel like Vince is definitely watered it down to make it more of like a Raw light.
You know what I feel like, and I've realized more recently. What are you doing? This is why people know where you live. This is exactly why. I want you to know that.
It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. Like if you type in my name, our name is pretty generic. It pops up.
but
Wait, what?
you can, but the thing about it, niggas shouldn't be doing that.
Right, like
That's the point. No.
No.
You're right.
Never mind.
You're right. But the point is, you shouldn't be Googling my name. If I haven't killed nobody.
Google me, baby. Don't Google me actually at all. No, but before we do talk about our super questionable. No, but before we talk about our predictions for the Super Showdown, I do want to say my opinion on what you were just saying. I feel like the wild card
Ruined it.
ruined it. The wild card benefits
Roman.
Raw more than it benefits SmackDown.
Exactly.
That's what I realized, and I realized that a few weeks ago. And it's not saying that it benefits Roman, and it doesn't matter. I think eventually they'll see that either you need to make a decision, either you need to stick to the brand split, which I think eventually they will kind of X this wild card shit, because I think going live on Fox, the shit is just gonna be too much. And I think, but I do think that one brand benefits the wild card more than the other.
Because it's just like I just saw you yesterday.
Right. And it's taking away, and as you've been reading, if you've been reading on the internet and stuff, it takes away from actual live shows actually happening, because all these people that are doing the wild card shit can't do a SmackDown house show or can't do a Raw house show. You know what I mean? So it takes away a lot from people honestly just having a home and just designating that brand to who you are. So let's talk about the Super Showdown. Boom, boom. Happening in Saudi Arabia this Friday. Once again, Sir Wilkins will be at Legends. I may pop out for a little minute or two, have a lunch there, but you guys are more than welcome to come by, watch some wrestling in the middle of the afternoon on a Friday, TJAF. So let's talk about, this card is actually not that bad on paper.
No, it's a pretty good card.
Like, I think it's pretty solid.
I want to see Demon Finn Balor versus Andrade.
Oh, first of all, I'm really mad that shit is in. Oh, that's weird. That's interesting. You wish you saw the Soka. Anyway, so I do think on paper, it actually is a decent. The only thing I can care less is this Lucha House Party shit, which I already think is racially incorrect, and I can care less about fucking piñatas and candies and shit like that. But
The Mexicans was worse.
I think that Finn Balor versus Andrade, Cien Almas, I think is definitely is a steal, is a show stealer. I do think that, I don't know. I think between the promos between Taker and Goldberg, it made me a little bit more invested in the match now.
For what, 10 minutes?
Like, I'm like, okay,
Give me a 10-minute match.
it doesn't
Maybe
matter.
a bathroom break.
Niggas, it's not gonna be a bathroom break. Like, I hate when people say shit like that. Like, a bathroom break. I could go to the bathroom before Raw starts, and that's a bathroom break. Like, that shit doesn't matter.
One of them is Goldberg might see her too hard, or is he gonna break in half and disappear to dust?
He's not. But first of all, Taker got hops because
He's the dead
that
man.
promo on SmackDown, and then the gong happened, and the lights came on, and fucking Taker was behind him, and then he looked at him, and then it went back to black, and the gong came back, and he was gone. I was like,
He just went
did
out the ring
Taker
and
just?
rolled in
No, but that's fast. Like that shit was fast. It was literally 2 seconds. It was like, how did you move that fast? Shout out to his new hip. I'm all for it. What's the one match you're looking forward to the most? I guess let's talk about predictions then. You have this Lucha House Party shit versus Lars Sullivan.
Who cares? Move on.
Yeah. You have actually Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley.
You know who I want to pick?
As you shouldn't, because he's married to a white woman, so you might want to
Who?
rethink that. Bobby Lashley.
How you know?
Because I've seen it.
So
live
what?
and in color.
So what?
I have
So what?
seen it.
At the end of the day, I don't know what he do in his personal life.
Well, I'm telling you.
All I know is Bobby Lashley.
I'm telling you, he's
That's a
doing the
trainer.
one thing you would not do.
It doesn't matter. I don't do a lot of stuff.
That's hypocrite. That's
I don't get a
hypocritical.
tattoo, but I want to tell someone not to get it.
But yet you still want to support.
I'm still going to support the black man
Okay.
because I don't know his personal life.
Well, I'm telling you what it is.
That's not my business.
But I'm informing
Is
you.
Bobby Lashley married to a white woman?
He's dating one, yeah.
Is Bobby Lashley dating a white
She
woman?
cute?
Yeah.
Is Bobby Lashley dating a white woman
she
in
probably
WWE?
No, I don't think so.
Is his character dating a white woman?
What does his character have to do with him actually in real life? Like, are you kidding
My
me?
points.
It's the same thing.
Thank you.
No, it's not.
One time
No,
I
it's
actually
not.
agree with your little
No,
ass.
it's not. Because
All right,
I know
so-
his personal life.
But I was
I
telling
think
you.
Braun will win this one.
I'm going with Bobby Lashley.
Definitely
the
think
next one
Braun
is
Strowman
Roman
is winning.
versus Shane.
Roman versus the
Think-
best in the
think Shane might
world.
Because they're gonna drag this thing. It's on.
They're gonna drag this shit already to Toronto at this
Yeah.
point,
They're dragging
which I
this
don't
shit.
understand.
Yeah.
You have once again you have the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor versus Andrade.
I'm going Andrade because he's talking about.
Low-key versus Andrade. I think Andrade's gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Spanish, so that's like a cousin.
It's weird because Selena Vega won't be with him coming down, so it's a little weird, but
So,
whatever.
You know, that's like a Spanish cousin. So.
You have the WWE
Kofi.
champion,
Shout
our
out to
Ghana champion, our world
And I
champion.
go with Kofi, is he black?
Yeah, absolutely. Hashtag Black Excellence, hashtag representation matters.
Seth.
Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin. I'm not gonna ask you who was gonna win. I'm gonna ask you, do you see Brock Lesnar
No,
cashing in?
And I know that Seth Rollins going to win because his last name is Lopez, so you got some Spanish in. That's like a
He's
cousin.
not really Spanish.
He's actually adopted.
Me too.
Fun fact. But
So
He's
I'm
Armenian, I
adopted
think he
dude.
but he's not Spanish. Like he adopted, but took the last
Spanish.
name. He's okay.
He put Sazon in his food.
I don't think that.
Becky told me.
I definitely don't think Becky told him that shit at all.
Becky told me.
And I thought that, side note, I thought that was very interesting that they sprinkled Becky little ass in that background when he was getting to the ambulance. I was like, oh, y'all cute. Triple H, the Game versus the Viper. Randy
Obviously, Triple H
Orton clearly. No, I actually think Randy's gonna win.
Randy's going to win because Triple H won last time.
Because fucking Randy Orton and that pop he gets in fucking Saudi Arabia is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you have what people have been waiting for 20 years in the making.
Nobody was.
I was never looking for that shit.
Everybody looking for Stone versus Goldberg.
No, everybody was looking for a Taker versus Sting. I definitely was looking for that
I'm
shit.
talking about, as far as Goldberg, it was always Goldberg versus Stone Cold.
I've never been a Goldberg fan anyway, so I don't really care.
It was Goldberg versus Stone Cold and Undertaker versus Sting.
Well,
It
either
did
way.
the opposite.
Well, they have their resources, so they use what they got.
They can make a hologram.
Taker or Goldberg? Who's walking out? The dead man wins again. Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this very interesting roller coaster ride of the Java Tears podcast. As I did mention, those that are watching on the live feed this weekend, we have a few indie shows. We have Outlaw tomorrow, Impact's in town, and then also HOG and Warriors of Wrestling going on this weekend. If once again you are in town for Friday, you can catch Sir Wilkins at Legends for the Super Showdown around 2 o'clock in the middle of the goddamn afternoon. And then we are proud to be co-sponsoring Battle Club Pro's Unfinished Business June 21st. So please make sure to come out and support. And then last but not least, we're ending off that wrestling weekend with our WWE Stomping Grounds viewing party. So please come out, support. We will slowly begin to give more details on our 4th of July / Mr. Black turns 30 shindig. So please stay tuned for more information on that. As always, I am Janelle from HR here with, was here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black. Leo in the background with no goddamn shoes on. And Stan the intern is back, y'all. Catch us next week. Hashtag Black Excellence. Hashtag we're out.
I'm black, y'all. I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Black, black, black.
Back to the back.